The assassin knelt before the glowing green waters. He was dying. A blade had pierced his lung just hours earlier. But he wasn't afraid. He had seen this pool restore life to the dead before. This is the Lazarus Pit, and for centuries it has been the greatest secret of one of fiction's most dangerous men. Ra's al Ghul first appeared in the pages of Batman comics in 1971. Created by writer Dennis O'Neil and artist Neil Adams, his name translates from Arabic to the demon's head, and he leads a global organization of assassins known as the League of Shadows. But what makes him truly terrifying isn't his army or his intellect. It's that he cannot die. The Lazarus Pits are naturally occurring pools scattered across the globe, hidden in remote caves and ancient chambers. When a person enters the waters, their wounds heal, their aging reverses, and if they've recently died, they come back to life. Ra's al Ghul has been using these pits for over 600 years. Some versions of the story push that number even higher. He has outlived empires, watched civilizations rise and crumble, and accumulated knowledge and resources that make him one of the most dangerous beings on Earth. But the pits come with a cost. Every resurrection drives the user temporarily insane. The moment someone emerges from those green waters, they're consumed by rage, violence, and paranoia. It takes time for sanity to return. With each use, the effects seem to worsen. Ra's is bathed in these waters hundreds of times. Some argue his extremist worldview, his willingness to commit genocide in the name of environmental balance, is itself a symptom of Lazarus-induced madness. Now, where did this concept come from? The name itself is a direct biblical reference. Lazarus of Bethany was a man who died and was resurrected by Jesus Christ for days after his death. The story appears in the Gospel of John and represents one of the most famous miracles in Christian tradition. The connection is obvious: waters that bring the dead back to life. But the mythology goes deeper than that. Throughout human history, cultures have spoken of waters with miraculous properties. The fountain of youth, sought by explorers like Ponce de Leon, promised eternal life to anyone who drank from it. Ancient Greek mythology described the river Styx, whose waters could make a person invulnerable. The Hindu tradition speaks of Amrita, a divine nectar that grants immortality. The concept of a hidden pool that reverses death taps into something primal. Humanity has always feared mortality, and we've always dreamed of escaping it. Dennis O'Neil drew from these legends when crafting Ra's al Ghul's backstory. He wanted to create a villain who existed on a different scale than Batman's usual rogues. The Joker is chaos. Two-Face is tragedy, but Ra's al Ghul is time itself. He represents the weight of centuries, the arrogance that comes from watching generations of humans repeat the same mistakes. The pits also serve a narrative purpose beyond just keeping Ra's alive. They're a temptation. Batman has been offered the Lazarus Pit multiple times. He could save dying loved ones. He could extend his own war on crime indefinitely. But he refuses. The pits represent a violation of natural law, a shortcut that always demands payment. Bruce Wayne believes in justice, but he also believes in limits. Ra's al Ghul abandoned those limits centuries ago. This is what makes their rivalry so compelling. Ra's sees Batman as a potential heir, someone worthy of leading the League of Shadows. He's offered Batman his daughter, Talia, in marriage. He's offered him immortality, Ali. He's offered him the resources to reshape the world. And Batman keeps saying no. The Lazarus Pits have evolved across different media. In the television series Arrow, the pit was located beneath the city of Nanda Parbat and played a central role in multiple resurrections. The Gotham series depicted the pits as having even more extreme psychological effects. Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy didn't include the supernatural elements, grounding Ra's as a mortal man with a fanatical following. But the most faithful adaptations understand something crucial. The pits aren't just a plot device. They're a metaphor. Ra's al Ghul has lived so long that he's become disconnected from humanity. He views people as a disease, a plague upon the earth that needs to be culled periodically. His immortality hasn't brought wisdom. It's brought contempt. The longer he lives, the less human life means to him. This is the true curse of the Lazarus Pit. It doesn't just bring you back from death. It hollows you out. It replaces compassion with calculation. It transforms a man into something that merely resembles one. Some comic storylines have explored what happens when the pits run dry. Ra's has spent fortunes locating new ones. He's murdered to protect their locations. His entire existence depends on these pools continuing to exist. Without them, he's just a very old man with a lot of enemies. The ancient legend behind the Lazarus Pit is ultimately a warning dressed up as a gift. Humanity has always sought immortality. We've built pyramids, written epics, and frozen our bodies in the hope of cheating death. Ra's al Ghul found what we've been looking for, and it destroyed him.